These 4 things will make you, the woman, the most amazing lover for your man. Most women think that to be a good lover, you need to learn how to do things for him in sex to give him pleasure. A technique for a good blowjob, a hand job, maybe a sensual massage, but that's like 25% of being a good lover as a woman. And even that part, women often misunderstand. This is not a personal opinion on what I like in women. I have worked with couples on this for over 20 years in my real life consultancy. I've seen those women really find themselves as stunning, confident, powerful lovers, and their men on 7th heaven from it. Now, let's be straight. This video is not on how to satisfy a random man in a meaningless hookup. This video is for women who want to be really amazing lovers and irreplaceable sexual partners for their boyfriends, their husbands, or somebody you are dating. If you're single, maybe for a future partner. So the first thing, the obvious thing, learn about his body, things you can do for him. Here is the most important thing to understand. You are not trying to give a pleasant sensation. That's not interesting. You are making sexual energy in his body with your technique. The fundamental technical skills that women need to learn are how to touch his body sexually really well, how to move your body on him sensually, very powerful, how to give oral, how to be on top, variations in all of that depending on the mood, energy, intensity. Optionally, if your lover likes further things like prostate, anal stimulation, things like this. But here's where most women go wrong. The mentality of I want to give him pleasure. They perform it diligently, trying to do it correctly. There is no power in your technique when you're trying to give him pleasure. It feels mechanical, lifeless, anxious even. It's very weak, and often it's even a turn off. Get out of the mindset I want to please his body. You've got to get into your feeling, how this is genuinely enjoyable for you. You've got to throw yourself into loving his body, enjoying his body. Only then your technique has real power and creates that sexual energy in him. When I teach women in my holistic sex course or in consulting, I teach every physical technique with specific instructions on how to put feeling into it, how to put real energy into it, because that is the most important part of the technique. Without it, it's dead. Now, how can you learn good sexual techniques that work for him? People buy into this typical dogma, just ask him what he likes. A good start, but usually not enough. People generally have a very limited experience of themselves. There are a lot of things he simply will not know. A better way of doing something, a richer technique, a whole new experience, things he really needs for his sexual energy but doesn't know about. I teach men and women new things about themselves all the time. So the easiest way to raise yourself as a good lover is to mix 2 sources. Educate yourself from a good external source and then learn from him as well. You try the things that you learn on him, then you adjust them to him. You find his specifics, you reject things that don't work. Sometimes say, relax, I want to do this for you. Guiding questions during it, inquiring about his experience after it. Then you can use it naturally in the flow of sex. You can be a special sexual partner that opens whole new worlds for him. But please, learn from a good professional source, not from some lifestyle influencer with a video how to blow his banana. Build your relationship with good materials. One more thing about learning sexual techniques. In real life, not in Instagram sex, you don't become an amazing sexual partner by just blowing his mind with pleasure and how sexy you are. Nobody talks about this. As a sexual partner, you also help him with his sexual energy. Men also struggle and have challenges in sex. They stress about erection. They can't find energy for sex. They worry about their performance for you. They develop premature ejaculation because of it. As a sexual partner, learning about his body is also understanding his challenges and learning sexual practices that take off the pressure or nurture his sexual energy, help with his sexual energy, the same way you would like him to do for you. That's real intimacy and connection. Nobody talks about this. I address this a lot in the holistic sex course. Help your man to be free and relaxed, and he will liberate so much to give back to you. The second thing, learn to enjoy sex yourself. Learn to connect better with your sexual energy. You might think, how does that make me a good lover for him? Well, even if you learn to do some nice things for him to receive, the majority of the time, he will be in the active role. That's just a natural dynamic. And there, on the receptive end, you being a good lover is about the energy he feels from you. When you are aroused, when you are loving it, when you're really alive with all that sexual feeling, this transmits to him as powerful energy. He's massively turned on from it. He gets great sex from it. How can you be enjoying sex more to vibrate with that sexual energy back to him? Maybe he needs to be better at sex for you. Sure, we will talk about this later in the video. But the main block is often on your side. Women are so tense, struggling to connect. You're in your head, not in your body. You're in your anxieties, mental noise, self-consciousness. You block yourself from your sexual energy. Then women put even more on the man. He needs to dominate you now, to push you out of your head. This is your part to do as a good lover in sex. You've got to learn how to get out of your head, how to really be in your body, how to feel everything more, how to feel all that pleasure in your body. These are practices, ways of being in sex. They completely change your experience. I have taught them for years and I've seen it 1,000 times. You can turn it all around, and only you can. Then you will be in the moment, you'll be in the flow with him, and you will electrify him with that amazing sexual energy that you carry. And of course, you will feel so much more richness from sex. And just as a little addendum here, once you start really enjoying sex and getting into your sexual energy, a few other things that men really love in their lovers, you can start doing them. Initiating sex more often, not expecting him to do it all the time, expressing interest in sex, even if it's assumed, flirting with him, a bit of sexual affection during the day, a little bit of seduction here and there. A man likes to feel that you want sex, that you desire him, that he is desirable, that he is attractive, that he is sexy. Now, before I tell you the third thing, I just want to say this. I understand the concern where to learn all this, because there aren't many sources that are good and complete. But your relationship is important to you, right? Sex is not just something you can ignore, because, it's a #1 cause of breakups. Feel free to choose your source. If you like my stuff, I've done my best attempt to give you, a complete process and a solution. My course, Holistic Sex, is for both men and women. You can learn all the fundamentals of what you can do for him in sex, including advanced practices. You can learn all the practices on how to be in your body and connect with your sexual energy better, specifically in sex with a partner, and all the best techniques that he needs to do for you in sex as well. The third thing, learn to transmit love to him during sex. A very different and powerful part of lovemaking. I don't mean being loving in your relationship, but in sex, during sex, physically transmitting the energy of love from your body to him. Women have a huge capacity to do that, but they very rarely access it. This would give him a lot more pleasure and arousal, but more importantly, it deeply nourishes him and revitalizes him, restores him, and it makes him deeply blissful, well, and happy. Many men who have tried this from their women under my guidance said that it's amazing what it gives. And the beautiful thing is, when you transmit love from yourself in sex, it is not like giving. You're not taking from yourself. It's your energy flowing. You are alive with it. It nourishes you just as much. To love from the body is not an abstract idea, I'm going to love. It's a special energetic practice. They're just not physical techniques. For example, I always teach women how to give love in a more sexual, passionate way, or in a deep nurturing way, through the whole body, through the vagina, especially in the vagina. When you channel love through it, it gives so much more to him and to you. And number 4, learn about your body. What makes you feel good in sex? What is the good sexual technique for you? Again, how does that make me a good lover for him? To enjoy sex and to transmit all that powerful energy to him, your body needs to be treated right as well. And it's important for him to know that he's doing the right thing as well. It just makes him feel good, confident, relaxed. Some men literally think that a good lover is a woman who enjoys what he's doing in sex. Your role here as a good lover is not to expect him to just, find all this information and answers to you somewhere else on YouTube. Educate yourself on all the right sexual techniques for you. The touch you need, the genital stimulation that will work for you, about your orgasms, how to arouse a woman, how the penetration needs to be for a woman. Even if you don't know yet, educate yourself on what might work for you from the right sources, and then communicate it to him or ask for it. Be a good lover by enabling your man to make you feel good. Now, if you want to add to this some things that men say that they like women to be more kind of adventurous, exploratory, up for things, I would say there is a mixture there, the same as with women. For some men it is important, for other men it is not. It depends. But these 4 fundamentals, I think, are a much more shared experience for men.